In this session, we'll illustrate how figures which are composed of a collection of lines can be created. In order to give Autocad the command to draw lines, we'll move the cursor over the line icon button and then click the left mouse button. We'll now move the crosshairs to the location on the screen where we wish to start our first line, and then again left click. As you can see, a line is displayed as we move the crosshairs away from the location where we just clicked the mouse. We'll define the other endpoint of the line by again left-clicking the mouse. We'll now continue to draw lines which form the shape of a 5-pointed star by left-clicking at the end of each line. In order to stop the process of drawing lines, we'll now click the right mouse button. This causes the pop-up menu shown here to be displayed. We'll now select the Enter option from this menu by left-clicking on it. The star that we have just created was done in a manner similar to freehand sketching. The vertices of the star were not defined to have any specific coordinates. However, since exact coordinate locations are very important in drafting, Autocad provides a number of ways in which to define these. We'll examine one of these techniques by first selecting the Grid option in the status bar. Notice the grid pattern of dots that are now displayed in the graphics window. The Autocad default spacing of the grid is 0.5 units. We'll now select the Snap option. This causes the crosshairs to snap to the closest grid point. We'll now use this combination of grid and snap options to draw another 5-point star after we click on the line icon. Notice that as we now move the crosshairs, they snap to the grid points. The corresponding coordinate locations of these grid points are displayed in the lower left corner of the screen. We therefore know the exact location of the vertices as we sketch our figure. Before we create any more figures, let's now take a look at how we can remove part or all of our drawing. We'll start by clicking on the Erase icon in the Modify toolbar. We'll also click the Snap option to turn it off. This will make it easier to position the selection cursor, which appears as a small square. We'll now locate the cursor over several of the lines, left-clicking on each one to select them. Notice that the lines turn into dashed lines as we click on them. We'll now click the right mouse button. The process of right-clicking tells Autocad that we want to accept the selected lines and erase them. Another technique that can be used to erase lines is to first select the lines and then give Autocad the erase command. We'll illustrate this by moving the cursor above and to the left of the remaining lines, and then clicking the left mouse button. Now we'll move the cursor to the opposite corner so that all the lines are enclosed within the rectangle, and then left-click again. Notice that all of the lines are selected. We will now right-click, which displays the pop-up menu shown here. And finally, we'll select the Erase option on this menu to remove the selected lines.